Hello friends, welcome to our channel Knowledge Amplifier. So today in this particular video, I am going to discuss how we can connect RDS MySQL database to AWS Lambda using Python. Okay, so already in our previous video, we started discussion on RDS. I have shown you how to launch Oracle RDS instance and how to connect that with Talend, right? If you want to know that detailed explanation, you can go through the link given in the description box, okay? So now let's see how we can connect RDS with Python in AWS Lambda environment. Okay. So as a first step, what we will be doing, we'll be going to AWS Management Console, and here we will be going to RDS. Okay. And we will be launching a database. Okay. So here I will go to DB instance. Currently no instance is there. I will just create a database. Okay. I will choose MySQL as execution environment, right? And keeping the version as default. And then here whether we need template for production, development or testing or QA environment or free tier. So because we are just doing this for POC or learning purpose, I'll be choosing free tier, and for that reason availability and durability we cannot choose. Okay, DB instance name, it will be database 1, master username will be admin. So password I have to configure here, as well as same password I have to write here. I'll be writing that. Okay, right, I have given the passwords. Okay, and then here instance configuration. So because we have chosen free tier and this is the only one which is available for free tier, so we have no other option. And then here allocated storage 20 GB is sufficient for our experiment purpose, that's fine. Okay, connectivity point of view, we are just keeping default configuration, public access yes. Actually in production we should not be giving any public access, but this is just for POC purpose, so I am giving yes. Okay, and then here keeping all other properties default, I will just create the database. Okay, so it will take some time to change the status from creating to available. Once it is in available state, we can start using that, but till then we have to wait little bit. I can go to this particular database and get different information. Let me show you one important information which is related to security. Okay, so if I go to this particular default security group, here you will be seeing that if I go to just security group inbound rules, okay, in the inbound rules you will be seeing that for IPv6 all traffic is allowed, as well as for IPv4 also all traffic is allowed. Okay, not only that, for IPv4 and IPv6 both of the case MySQL port 3306 is available. Okay, and mostly our MySQL use 3306, so that way we are also safe from that connection aspect. And if that is not there, anyway all traffic we have enabled, right? So it will not make much issues. So let us wait until the database is up and running, and then I will continue our discussion and further steps. Okay, so currently our database is in available state. We can now use this one. We can just click on this, and here we will be getting the endpoint. Okay, endpoint is nothing but the host name. Okay, so to connect with this particular database, I can use MySQL workbench. Okay, so I will be going to MySQL workbench. And then here I will create a new connection. Okay, connection name I can give demo to MySQL testing something. Okay, host name I can paste that one. Okay, port name 3306 is fine. Username as you have seen admin, and password I'll be providing that password what we kept. Okay, right, and then let's test the connection. Okay, it is successful. Okay, so here I'll be entering in this particular MySQL. Okay, and here I will execute some codes. All these SQL queries I'll be providing in the description box or in the comment section, so that simultaneously you can practice also. First I am creating a schema, then creating a table inside that, and we are inserting some data in it. Okay, so up to this I'll be copying this, and then here go back to our MySQL workbench. I will paste this one, and I will select complete stuff, and I will run this one. Okay, and you can see here the queries are running. Okay, and here what I did, I basically used one where clause in this table to filter based on some city name. Okay, we will execute that one also. So as you can see, all the records got inserted, and we can execute this particular query now. Okay, and you will see that it will filter all the records which is having city name like this one. Okay, right. Now what we want to connect our Python with this MySQL RDS and want to execute this query and get back the result set. Okay, so for that what I did, I wrote a simple piece of code. I'll be sharing this code also in the description box or in the comment section. I will go to my PyCharm and I will paste this one. What we are doing, we are basically importing MySQL connector. We are giving username, password, hostname, port name, database name, all these details. We are creating the cursor from the connection and executing that, and using fetch all function we are getting all the results set and we are iterating it. Okay, simple code. Username I will be giving admin. Password, as of now I am hard coding, but generally it should be as environmental variable or in some other file it should be stored. Host name, okay, so I'll be taking this particular host name. Okay, and then here port name. What is the port name? Port name is basically 3306. I'll be taking that. Okay, and then database name. To get the database name, you can go back to your MySQL workbench and here you can execute show databases. Okay, I can execute that and here it will show all the databases. So we have created Sattu schema, right? That one we have to use here. So here I'll be giving Sattu schema. Okay, right? And then here we need to execute some query, right? The same query I'll be putting that here. Okay, it is done. I will save this one and now here I will run this code. Okay, here it is throwing no module name MySQL. So we have to import MySQL because it is not available as a default package. So for that we can execute this code. Pip install mysql-connector-python -t dot, that is target directory for this particular pip installation should be the current directory we are mentioning. Okay, so I'll be going back to terminal and I will paste that and I will hit enter. Okay, so it is done and now let's run this code. Okay, so it is basically updating the index. Whatever new packages got installed, it is updating those. So let the indexing get complete and then we will run this code. Okay, so here indexing is done. Now I can run this code and here you see the same select query result set we are getting in the Python. Okay, now what we will do, we will try to execute this code from Lambda Console. Okay, so here I will be going back to AWS Management Console and then here I will be going to Lambda. Okay, and as of now let's choose our execution environment as Python 3.9. Okay, so I'll be going to function. I will create the function. I will give the name mysql demo2. Okay, and then here I am choosing Python 3.9 as execution environment, keeping all other properties as default. Let's create the function. Okay, and in the Lambda function what we'll do, we will just put the central part. Okay, so here we are going to our MySQL and here see to do implement, here it is there. I will paste that. Okay, make sure indentation is proper. Okay, and here we will be importing this one also, import MySQL connect, right? Okay, let's deploy this one. Okay, so just we are printing that. I will go to test section and I will test it. Okay, so see we are getting error. What error we are getting? No module name MySQL. That means in Python default execution environment for Lambda, this MySQL connector is not there. Okay, we have to install that one as Lambda Deployment zip in our Lambda environment. Okay, so for that what I will do, how I shown you to create the Lambda layer, that same approach I will be following. Okay, I'll be going to instance and I'll be launching a Ubuntu instance. Okay, whatever we have used in our earlier discussion, that same one we'll be using here. Okay, this is the one. This is the AMI I am choosing, and then here I am keeping all other properties as default. Okay, So I will use an existing key pair, and here I am launching the instance. Okay, so it is in pending state. Soon it will be in running state, and then what we can do, we can enter in the EC2 instance and we can execute this particular piece of code. This is same what we used in our earlier discussion for creating Lambda layer for Snowflake. Only difference is earlier we installed Snowflake packages. Now we will be doing the MySQL connector packages. Okay. So here it is in running state. I'll be going to instance, and then here I will select the running instance and I will click on connect. Here it is giving the public IP. I'll be going to put the, okay, and that ppk file, okay, I'll be choosing that, this one, and I'll open this one. Yes, and username, as you can see here, it is written Ubuntu. I'll use the same. Okay, it is throwing error. I think I am choosing the wrong ppk file. This is the one. Okay, now we are in the EC2 instance. All we'll do, we'll execute these codes one by one. Already I discussed this thing, so I'm going a little bit faster here. Okay, let's execute them one by one. Okay, first one is done. Let's go to the second one. Yes, I want to install this one. I'll be taking the third one. Okay. Then we'll activate our virtual environment. So now here we are checking the Python version, because the version in which we are creating the Lambda layer, that same version has to be used in our execution environment for Lambda. Okay, because based on version the packages might be different. So this version control we have to take care of 3.8. Okay, so in Lambda we have to use Python 3.8. Okay, so here I will install Python pip and I will upgrade the pip. Okay, I think earlier one is not executed, sorry. So yes, I want to do that. And here it is done. I will do the next step. Okay. And then here we are creating mkdir and cd. Because our execution environment is 3.8, I am using a 3.8. If you are having some other environment, please make sure you are changing that values here and here. Okay. And that is done. And then here we will download the package. It is done. Okay, so here I will execute these two codes. And then here I will create the zip file. Okay, so now if we do ls, here we are having our deployment zip. Okay, all we need to do, we need to go to S3 and we have to check whether some bucket is there or not, where we can upload this file and point to Lambda layer. And if some bucket is there, we can reuse that bucket, not a problem. Okay, so here maybe I can go to this particular bucket. Here let me refresh and check. Yeah, it is empty. So now we will configure AWS CLI so that from EC2 instance we can upload this file in S3. Okay, so I will download AWS CLI Okay, and let it be doing in the back end. I will be downloading the root account user ID password so that we can do the configuration required. Okay, and here let's open the root key. So here we have got our access key and secret key. I'll be copying that one, and then here I'll be writing AWS configure to configure the environment, and I'll be pasting the secret key as well as, sorry, I pasted the access key and now I'll paste the secret key. And the default region is OEO, so US is 2. Okay, and I will hit enter. Okay, now what we'll do, AWS is 3 CP. Let me do first ls. Okay, so this one we have to send. So here I will do AWS is 3, copy this one to, we have to upload here. Okay, just make sure you are not giving any file name, because same thing will be reaching there. Okay, so let's just make sure that one is not there. All I will do, I will run this code and it is uploaded successfully. Okay, so let's refresh this one, and currently here we can see our Lambda layer. Okay, so all I will do, I will take this S3 URL, I will be going back to our Lambda. Okay, and then here we will be creating the layers. Okay, create layer, I can give the name mysql testing to YT. Okay, and upload from S3 ARN, we have put this one, and our environment is 3.8 because that's how we created the Lambda layer, and we will create this one. Okay, so let the Lambda layer get created, and by that time we will be going to our AWS Management Console back. I'll be going to Lambda, and I'll be going to function, and this is the code basically what we have taken, right? But this code we have written in Python 3.9. So we have to create another function, mysql final with layer something, and I'll be choosing the execution environment as 3.8. Okay, so that our Lambda layer and this execution environment will be compatible. Okay, and I will create the function. Okay, so let's just test once before adding the layer whether this particular MySQL package is available in 3.8 execution environment or not, because sometimes it might happen that in 3.9 some packages are not there, but in our other version like 3.7, 3.6 or 3.8 it is there. Okay, so just to make sure, let's run it. So it is failed. Okay, here it is not there. So now we can add the Lambda layer here. I'll be going to our layer. So here layer is created. I'll be taking the ARN. Okay, and then here I will add the layer, right? Specify the ARN. I'll paste this one. Even I can click on verify. It will make sure execution environment and architecture is matching, and I will add this one. Okay, so we have seen our Lambda was not working. This one, our layer without layers. Now let's just test once and see whether it is working or not. Okay, and see it is perfectly working. Status code 200 it returned. Okay, if you go to the log section, it is printing that 3 records which is having the city name like this. Okay, so in this video we have seen how to create Lambda layer to connect with MySQL RDS instance. Okay, and all these codes I'll be providing in the description box or in the comment section. So this is all for this video. Before closing this particular session, make sure that you are terminating your EC2 instance to avoid unnecessary cost, as well as your RDS instance also if you don't need to further use it. Okay, so I can here delete this instance. I will uncheck this one. I acknowledge, and here I will use delete. Okay, and here I will delete this one. Okay, it is deleting. Soon it will be deleted. It will just take some time. So I hope you have understood this particular session. Very simple Python code we are using. MySQL connector. Okay, only trick is in creating the deployment zip file. Okay, and why we have used EC2 instead of creating the deployment zip in Windows? Because Lambda is Linux machine, right? And if you install some packages in Windows, then it might happen for that particular package. Windows version and Linux version are different. That time the Windows version Lambda layer might not work in your Linux version Lambda execution environment. So always it is better that you are creating your Lambda layer in Linux machine that you can create using Windows subsystem for Linux, or you can basically launch one EC2 instance and there you can create your package and then upload that particular package to S3 to use that in creation of Lambda layer. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this. This is all for this video. Thank you for watching.